Welcome to the 14 Eagles Community Self-Funding Student Education Project. Today, you will discover how a virtual community is helping college students to pay off their student loan debts with a one-time out-of-pocket cost of a sandwich or a cup of coffee. And see how others are leveraging this community to pay off other exciting debts, such as credit cards, mortgages, car notes, and basic monthly living expenses. So sit back and relax as we take you on this short yet unique flight onto this economic breakthrough to regain financial control over your current and future cash flow. Greetings, and thank you for joining us for today's Let's Net to Kill Debt presentation. You're going to hear some exciting information today that may have you on the edge of your seat. Today's presentation will be approximately 35 minutes. Some of the information shared today may be disturbing. This information has been brought to the attention of policymakers, but to no avail. But we're here with you today to collectively attack this problem head on and present you with a possible solution. There's a problem hidden in plain sight. That problem, the student loan economic crisis. Many of you may not know this, but the average student debt is $31,172 per person. The average monthly payment is approximately $393. The time it takes to pay off the average student loan is between 10 and 30 years. And 71% of all students leave school in debt. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a moment and hear from students who are experiencing this crisis right now.
I am $90,000 in student debt.
Because I wanted my children to go, I was willing to take out $15,000 in loans.
Around like $60K when I graduated.
In the ballpark of $80,000.
Roughly about $100,000.
Right now I owe $34,505. Just checked it just yesterday.
I am at about 140 grand in total.
Close to $50,000. I know it's not a lot compared to other people, but to me that's a huge sum of money, and I can't even imagine paying all that.
Somewhere around $80,000 in debt. I'm not entirely sure, just because of how the interest has been racking up as I defer payments, because I can't make them very often.
Our generation, it kind of puts us behind an 8-ball a little bit.
It's really a shame that you can file for bankruptcy, but of course you can't add student loans to bankruptcy.
For the most part, it doesn't look good on you. It's a stink of debt.
Honestly, I feel almost a bit silly, because I do find myself to be a very smart person, but I don't think I completely comprehended what the debt meant.
I will be paying SoFi until 2037, which doesn't even seem real to me. Right now, my rent is about $925 a month, and my SoFi payments are about $1,100 a month. So you can say that my student loan payments are more than my rent, which is a little heartbreaking to me.
I was just bouncing around job from job, still trying to pursue what I got my degree in.
It definitely was not worth, all the money that I owe.
And so it's like, do I choose to pay a loan, or do I choose for me and my children to eat at night? And so of course I choose for us to eat.
No one should ever have to pay that much to go to school. There's countries, and granted, there's different governments in different countries that allow this, but there are some countries that allow people to go to school for free, and I think that's great, because inevitably you're going to be giving back to the economy and the government anyway, when you go into the workforce. So why, make us plunge into poverty before we even have a chance to, you know, get into adulthood. It's just crazy. And right now I live at home and I'm 30 years old, and that's completely normal for like my friends and I, unless, you know, you get married, because we just can't afford it. If you're paying, say for instance, if you're paying $1,000 a month, right, to pay off your student loans, where does that leave money for rent or for other expenses?
Now that we've had an opportunity to hear this information firsthand from those currently experiencing it, let's explore a solution. That solution being a concept you may have heard of before: cooperative economics. Often, small groups organize and pool their monetary resources to benefit the greater good of the community. In China, hui; Korea, kai; Japan, tanamoshi; West Africa and the Caribbean, susu. These principles span across multiple cultures and have two things in common: collective effort and cooperative economics. Now that we've discovered that this principle is practiced globally among various cultures, let's review an example. We now have another video we'd like to share with you to see cooperative economics in action.
It's your first day of college as a freshman. Oftentimes you are far away from home. New experience, new school classmates, and potential new future friends from around the globe with many new adventures await you. As you start meeting your new classmates, you soon identify common interests and goals that you all share. You study, socialize, and party together, but how you financially arrive to college is usually not discussed unless you happen to be one of the fortunate few with a full ride scholarship. That becomes the start of your lonely journey of mounting debt which accrues over the time of your college adventure. Then, after you graduate, you often have a big juicy bill with your name on it. Job or not, it is time to pay the piper. According to credit.com, student loans nationally mount up to approximately $1.6 trillion in debt, a daunting sum surpassing that of both mortgage and car loans. Pew Research Center states that 21% of adults between 25 to 39 will have to work 2 jobs to help pay off student loans. That can take up to 10 to 30 years or more. So the days of independently paying off your own student loan is clearly extremely costly, very difficult to pay off alone, and is totally outdated. Here's the alternative. Along with studying, socializing, and partying together, why not connect with each other on a platform for a one-time out-of-pocket cost of a sandwich or a cup of coffee, and cooperatively pay off each of your debts together? We at 14 Eagles Community are looking for a team of at least 20 or more students from 2 to 4-year colleges that will launch Student Debt Payoff Initiative and begin building their very own self-sustaining economic community. An ant doesn't build its mound, nor does a bee build its beehive alone. They both work as a colony or community. We virtually mimic the same concept by building a very large enough funding source to pay it off, with little to no risk capital without having to tap into your job income resource. This will help you to start building your very own cash machine while attending school. These funds can be used for food, paying bills, transportation, general expenses, and savings to put towards your college tuition. Some may elect to use a portion of the funds for business and investment opportunities. It is totally up to you. So don't let a cost of a sandwich or cup of coffee stand in the way of you becoming part of this movement. You really have nothing to lose and the world to gain. Break the grips of student loan enslavement and attack your college debt now. The ultimate goal is to graduate debt-free. Let's net to kill the debt. Get connected today.
You may be asking yourself, how do I fit into all this? I'd like to introduce you to 14 Eagles. 14 Eagles is a platform that provides like-minded people from all walks of life the opportunity to help one another. 14 Eagles is not a business. It's not a corporation. It's not a network marketing organization. Rather, it's a private, invitation only, global community of people who believe in the principle that by helping others, in that process, we help ourselves. That's the premise of 14 Eagles. As we give, so shall we receive. 14 Eagles is an automated platform designed to assist current, incoming, and post college students in addressing the task of eliminating debt through collective efforts and cooperative economics. We are currently looking for pioneers, those willing to lead the charge and be a part of something greater than themselves. Debt affects us all at some point or another. The question is, what are you going to do about it? We are looking for approximately 20 students nationwide to pioneer a self-funding student education project and avoid the trap of student loan debt. Debt is a financial bully. Many, if not most, are faced with this issue sooner or later. Let's get ready to do battle with this enormous adversary. You can do it alone with your own resources or get a community to back you. For as little as the cost of a sandwich or a cup of coffee, you can be on your way to eradicating your debt challenges starting today. This platform will turn your Cash App into a cash machine, and it is extremely affordable to everyone.
Welcome to 14 Eagles. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to describe a program that provides like-minded people from all walks of life the opportunity to help one another. 14 Eagles is not a business, it's not a corporation, it's not a network marketing organization. Rather, it's a private, invitation-only, global community of people who believe in the principle that by helping others, in that process, we help ourselves. That's the premise of 14 Eagles. As we give, so shall we receive. 14 Eagles commonly uses a unique online gifting platform that allows members to come together for mutual interest, commitment, and prosperity. When we join 14 Eagles, we enter into the first step of that process. We're invited to freely send a $2 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $6. We now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $2, totaling $28. Of that $28, we keep $7 as our harvest and hold on to $21 for step 2. In step 2, you're invited to freely send a $7 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $21. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $7 totaling $98. You keep $8 as your harvest and add that to your previous harvest of $7 and hold on to $90 for step 3. Step 3, you're invited to send a $30 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $90. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $30 totaling $420. You keep $120 as your harvest and add that to your previous harvest total and hold on to $300 for step 4. Now for step 4, you're invited to freely send a $100 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $300. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $100 totaling $1,400, of which you keep $800 as your harvest. You can see how your harvest is growing. You hold on to $600 for step 5, where you're invited again to freely send a $200 gift to each of 3 people whose names presented to you for a total of $600. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $200 totaling $2,800, of which you keep $2,050 as your harvest and hold on to $750 for step 6. Step 6, the final step, you're invited to freely send a $250 gift to each of the 3 people whose names that are presented to you, for a total of $750. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $250, totaling $3,500. You hold $750 for repeating step 6 and keep $2,750 as your harvest, for a total harvest of $5,735 from a one-time initial gift of just $6. You can also send and receive additional gifts by re-entering and cycling through each step. For example, by re-entering step 1, where you send a $2 gift to 3 people, by cycling through that step, you have the potential to receive $22 in gifts over and over. Likewise, by recycling step 2, you have the potential to receive $77 in gifts over and over again. That principle applies to each step. By cycling through each step, you can receive $6,380 in gifts over and over, in addition to the $5,735 in gifts you receive through your initial progression through your 6 steps. One of the first questions we receive is, how do I position myself to send and receive these gifts? Well, I encourage you to contact the person who introduced you to 14 Eagles, and he or she, if they haven't already, will provide you with their website address, 14eagles.com/ and their username. In it, you will find an outline that will walk you through the process to becoming a 14 Eagles member. It's a very simple process that begins with registering for a Cash App account. Cash App is our payment processor, which allows us to seamlessly and in real time send and receive gifts. Once you have established and funded your Cash App account, you can join 14 Eagles by completing a very short template. Then send your gift to 3 people whose names are presented to you in your website, and introduce 14 Eagles to 2 people who do exactly what you just did. Register for a Cash App account, join 14 Eagles, give 3 people $2 each, and introduce the program to 2 like-minded people who do the same thing you just did. That's how you build your 14 Eagles nest. These are the people who follow you from step 1 through step 6. It all began with a very simple 4-step process. As I mentioned earlier, 14 Eagles is not a business. We're not selling anything. We're not asking anybody to change their behavior. We are merely presenting a program to our friends and family members that allows us to freely send a $2 gift to 3 people with the potential to be blessed to the tune of thousands of dollars each month. Thank you for your time, and again, I urge you to contact the person who introduced you to 14 Eagles. God bless.
Now that you've had an opportunity to learn more about who we are and what we do, please type the word READY in the chat if you like what you heard. Just to recap the 14 Eagles video, let's review the highlights. $6 out of pocket one time. Private fundraising activity of like-minded individuals to eradicate debt. Your participation makes you a founding member of the Net the Debt movement. Example, if you get only 2 people and the next day they get their 2 people and that continues for 14 days, just on the $6 entry level comes out to almost $50,000 in the short time frame and does not include the second through the sixth nest. Yes, there's more. Remember, you are not alone. This is a leveraged movement where the efforts of the collective benefit all participants. This is not just another cause, it's a movement, and we want you to join us. Ask yourself, who do you know? Friends, classmates, family members, community leaders? You can easily leverage the energy and efforts of the collective to party with a purpose and build your own cooperative community of like-minded individuals interested in economic growth through your network. Never again should anyone be concerned with attending the college of their choice for fear of having to repay college loans during the first 10 or 20 years of their professional career. $6 out of pocket one time is the game changer and gets the party started, less than the price of a fast food meal. The choice is yours. Does this sound exciting to you? What if that took you 14 weeks? Would it be worth it to you? And we didn't mention the other phases to our movement, which are nests 2 through 6. Now, what impact would that have on your debt? Imagine that each of those were friends at other colleges. Can you see how this can turn into thousands very quickly? This is a nationwide movement. And oh, did I say party as in party with a purpose? Who do you know that is part of an organization on campus that occasionally has parties to raise funds for their cause? Now, imagine that you get to help them raise funds for their organization while raising funds for yourself. The cost of entry to the party is the movement membership, $6 one time out of pocket. Everyone becomes an inviter to the party and an attendee, and all are involved in the amazing circular economy. So now the choice is yours. You can elect to tackle this alone, or you can join the movement, and let's attack it together. We'd like to thank you all for spending this time at the 14 Eagles community to learn about our Let's Net to Kill Debt movement.